Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Welcome to Mathematics Point. Students, today we will learn about New Syllabus Mathematics D2, Chapter 2. Name of the chapter is Expansion and Factorization of Quadratic Expressions. Practice now, page 142. So, we have a question of this practice now. A, minus 4x squared plus 2x squared. So, student, it is the algebraic expression. To solve the algebraic expression, always you see the variables. If the variables of both the terms, we do the addition or subtraction only when the variables, power of the variables or the variables are same. In both the terms, we have x and we have the exponent 2. So, x squared and x squared both are same. So, after checking this that the variables are same, we can do the calculation on the coefficients of the variable. So we have the variable x squared, and what are the coefficient of the two variables? Minus 4 plus 2. So do the calculation. Minus 4 plus 2 is equal to minus 2. Because plus minus minus and always came the sign of the greater term. Greater is 4, not the 2. So we place the sign of 2, minus 2. So it is the answer of this. We always do the working when the variables are the same. Suppose I have the variable x squared minus 4x and the second one is 2x. So now students, can you do the calculation? First of all, check the variable. We have the variable x. Good. First condition is successful. Now check the exponents. Check the power of the variables. Here we have the power 2 and here the power is 1. Now the two terms are different. In that case, we're not able to do any calculation. So first of all, we have to check the variables. Now the second part, again we have the variables, but notice that in this expression, expression, we have the bracket signs. So first we solve the bracket. Minus 4x squared, just write this term as it. Now solve the bracket. Plus minus, in the multiplication, the signs solved. As I am saying plus minus minus, so I am placed the sign which I call plus minus minus. 2x squared. Now we solve the, check the variables as again we have the same variable x squared. Now solve the coefficient of the variable. Minus 4, minus 2. Whenever they are same signs with the coefficients, we do the addition. 4 plus 2, 6 and place the sign that is on the both the terms. Same sign. As both the terms having the minus sign, we place the minus sign here. So the answer is minus x squared. Now move towards the part C. 4x squared minus 2x squared. Now students, check the variable. X squared, the variable same. Now we solve the coefficients. 4 and next is minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. So the coefficient will be 2x squared. Part D. In part D we have x squared, 4x squared minus 2x squared. Now students, again notice that we have the bracket. Whenever there is a bracket in the expression, so first we solve the bracket. So solve the bracket. 4x squared minus minus plus. In multiplication, when two minus are going to multiply each other, the sign will become plus. So minus minus plus x 2x squared. Or rather, you can also take concept whenever there is a minus sign outside the bracket, the inner side will be changed. So we have a minus sign outside the bracket, so inner sign is minus, so it will become plus. Now we will add these two variables. As the variable is x squared, both the terms having the same variable with same power, so add their coefficient. 4 plus 2, 6. Now in part E, first of all, write down the variables that are similar. X squared and we have minus x squared. Then we have constants minus 3 and the other constant is plus 1. Now solve the variables. X squared, we have the same variable. So solve the coefficients of this. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So 1x squared, or rather If you want, you can write this one. So it's, if you didn't write, so it's okay. Now the next is constant. Constant is a term that is without variable. So minus 3 plus 1 is equal to minus 2. So x square minus 2 is your answer. Now in part F, first of all we solve the brackets and they write other terms as it. 5x square. We have the plus side outside the bracket, so inner side of the bracket will never affect. So that's mean we write down minus x. Whenever there is a minus sign outside the bracket, the inner sign will be changed. Whenever there is a plus sign outside the bracket, so inner sign remains the same. So minus 6 plus 2. Now students, again we have minus sign outside the bracket, so that's mean the inner side sign inside the bracket will be changed. So here we have minus, so it will be changed as plus. 2x square minus 3x minus 4. Now write down the terms with the same variable. X square. So write it down. 5x square plus 2x square. We have write down both the terms. Now write down the x terms with the sign. This x having this sign, not this one. So minus 6 minus 3x. Now what is left behind? Plus 2 minus 4, constant. Now you arrange this expression. Solve the expression now. X square 5 plus 2, 7. Minus minus. Again the both term having the same sign. Whenever the both terms having the same sign, we add the terms. 3 plus 1, 4. And what is the variable? X. Now what will be sign here? As both terms having the sign minus, minus, minus. So that's why we write down the minus here. Now plus 2 minus 4. What will be the answer? Plus minus minus 2. And always we write down the sign of the greater term. So greater term having the sign minus. Minus. So this is all about your practice now on page 42. Now move towards the next practice now. Now students, observe the sign that in practice now page 43, new syllabus mathematics D2, we have question A in which there is a minus sign outside this bracket. So whenever there is a minus sign outside the bracket, the inner sign of the brackets will be changed. Now there's nothing any sign before 2, but when there is no any sign, that means there is a sign plus. So this plus 2 will become minus 2x square. Now again we have the plus sign. This plus sign will be again changed as minus 6. And this plus 1 will become minus 1. So it is all about the part A. Now move towards the part B. Minus 2x square minus x plus 1. Students, we have the same expression with different signs. Now again, there's a minus sign outside the bracket. So all the inner signs will be changed. This sign, this one, and this one. Only the sign will be changed. So this minus 2 will become plus 2. Now it's your own choice. Rather you want to write this plus here or rather not. It will be okay in both the situations. Now again this minus will become plus x and this plus will become minus 1. So it is the part B. Now move towards the part C. The part C, the first expressions we write down as it because there is no any sign and no need to do any calculation because here the x is 2 and here the x is 1 with power 1. So this expression will not be solved in this step. Now look at this sign. Again we have a minus sign and there is a bracket, small bracket. So whenever there is a round minus sign outside the bracket, so all the sign of the inner term will be changed. Look at the 3. What is the sign before 3? There is no any sign before 3. So, or in front of 3. When there is no any sign, that means there is a sign plus. That plus will be changed as minus 3x square because all the inner sign will be changed. This plus 5x will become minus 5x and this minus 2 will become plus 2. Now, we arrange the variables with the same. We write the terms with the same variable. X square. Then we have the x square terms here. 2x, then the other x term is minus 5x, coefficient 1 and the other constant 1 and the other constant is 2. Now solve the variables. Again x square, What is the coefficient of x and this x square? 1 and minus 3. 1 minus 3 is equal to minus 2. Plus minus minus, and we always place the sign of the greater term. So minus 2. Then 2x minus 5x. Again 2 minus 5. Plus minus minus. So 3. And what is the sign of the greater term? Minus. Minus. So minus 3 and their variable is x. Plus 1 plus 2. So it will become plus 3. Now in part A, we have a minus sign. So firstly we solve the bracket. This minus, when there's a minus outside the bracket, all the inner sign will be changed. So minus become plus square, x square plus 4. Now 2x square. Okay, the terms that is not inside the bracket will remain the same. This minus sign only affects this term, the terms that are inside the bracket, not the other one portion. So write the other portion as it. Now arrange the variables x square plus 2x square, same variables. Then minus 7x, there is no any x term, so now after that we'll move towards a constant 4 plus 3. So 2 plus 1, 3, and what is the base of this variable? X square. Minus 7 plus 4. So minus 7 plus 4, 3. And what is the sign of the greater term? Minus. So minus 3 and note this 7 and 4 will be solved because this 7 and 4, 7 having the variable and 4 is constant. So we write down as 7x. And this will be 4 plus 3, 7. So here the answer 3x square minus 7x plus 7. Now move towards the next practice now. Practice now on page 45. Now students, look at this question. There is a constant that is multiplied with all the terms inside the bracket. After 2 and bracket there is no any sign. When there is no any sign, that means this 2 is going to be multiplied with the bracket. This bracket declares that this 2 will be multiplied with all the terms that are inside the bracket. So we will solve the question. 2 2s are 4 x square, and plus minus, when there is nothing sign, that means there is a plus, so plus minus minus. Or rather, whenever there is a plus sign outside the bracket, the inner sign will be same. So when there is nothing sign, that means there is a plus sign, and this plus sign will never change the inner signs. So 2 1s are 2. As there is no any coefficient, so means there is a 1 coefficient. So 2 1s are 2, and where x, place a variable as it, and 2 1s are 2. Now move towards the part B. 3x square minus 2x plus 3. Again, there is no any coefficient, so that means there is a coefficient 1. 3 1s are 3, and write on the base as it, x square plus minus minus 3 2s are 6x plus 3 3s are 9. Now move towards the part C. 4x square plus minus 3x plus minus 1 plus 3x square minus 4. So students, in this question, firstly we solve the brackets. As you look at, we have 3 brackets in this question. So firstly we move towards the bracket 4x square. There is plus sign outside the bracket, so inner sign will remain the same, minus 3x. Don't need to place both the signs together. It will be wrong approach. Now again plus sign outside the bracket, so inner term sign will remain the same, minus 1 plus. This 3 is going to be multiplied with both the terms inside the bracket. Firstly will be multiplied with the first term, 3 1s are 3x square. Base will remain the same. And second term is 4, so 3 4s are 12. Now write down the terms with the same variable, x square, x square. So 4x square plus 3x square. Now we have only one term with the variable x, minus 3x, and constant minus 1 and minus 12. This variable, both variables are same, so solve their coefficient. 4 plus 3, 7. Write down the variable, that is x square, then 3x because there is only one x variable term, and the constant again we have -1 -12. When there are same sign both the terms rather the sign is the minus and plus, the term will be added. But what sign will be written with this term? The sign that both the terms have. Both the terms have minus sign, so we place minus here. That is -30. Hope so students to now clearly have the concept is that whenever there is a minus sign outside the bracket, all the inner signs will be changed. And when there is plus sign outside the bracket, so inner signs will remain the same. And whenever there is plus sign, so inner signs remains the same. Now we will move towards the part D of this practice now. 2x square plus 4x minus 5 minus 6 plus x square. Okay, we have two brackets in this question, and in which one first bracket constant is multiplied with the bracket, and in the other minus sign is here. So first is, so the first bracket, 2 1s are 2, write down the variable as it, plus 2 4s are 8x. Why I didn't change the sign? Because there is a plus sign outside the bracket. 2 5s are 10. Now look at this situation. We have a minus sign outside the bracket, so inner signs will be changed. These 6 have nothing, any sign, so that means when there is no any sign, there is a sign plus. So that plus will be changed as minus 6, and this plus will become minus x square. Now write on the same variables together. 2x square minus x square, then plus 8x, and there is only one term with the x variable. Run the constant, minus 10 and minus 6. 2 minus 1, 1. It is your own choice whether you want to write this one or not. Then plus 8x, then minus 16. X square plus 8x minus 16 is your answer of this practice now. Now we'll do the practice now one same on the same page, that is the page 45 of your book. And this is practice now 1. All the practices that we have done before was the practice now. Now we are moving towards the practice now 1. So after doing all the practices, now you have the concept. Firstly, what we'll try to do in this step, write on the variables, same variables together. 7x square, and the other x square variable is plus 6x square. Term is plus 6x square. Then the next term is minus 4x, and this x variable having the other term x variable, so minus x. 6 plus 7, 13x square. Minus 4 minus 1, minus 4 minus 1. Same sign with both the terms, so the terms will be added, it will become 5. And the sign that both the previous terms have, we place the same sign here, so minus 5, and write the variable as it. Now move towards the part B, and we have the part B, minus 5x square plus 3x plus minus 6 plus 2 into 3x square minus 8x plus 4. So again, minus sign outside the bracket, the inner sign will become plus, then plus 3x, again plus sign, so inner sign will remain the same, minus 6. This 2 is multiplied with all the terms, 1, 2, 3, 3 terms inside the bracket, so multiply 2. 2 3s are 6x square, minus 2 6 are 18x, 2 4s are 8. So write down the terms with the same variable. 5x square plus 6x square plus 3x minus 16x, then minus 6 plus 8. 6 plus 5, 11x square, then subtract 3 minus 16, so it will become minus 13x, and minus 6 plus 8 plus 2. So in part C, again we have a minus sign outside the bracket. So we'll solve the question. When this minus sign is outside the bracket, only the bracket signs will be changed. Note the term that is in front of the minus sign. Yeah, before minus sign. So minus 7x square. This plus 13 will become minus 13x, and this minus 2 will become plus 2. Now arrange the variables. Terms with the same variable. Then we have 13x, same constant minus 1, the other constant is 2. Solve the terms. 4 minus 7. 4 minus 7, the coefficient of the variable x. Solve them. 4 minus 7 will be equal to minus 3. Minus 3. Then minus 13 minus 1. Minus 13 minus 1. Again 13 plus 1, 14. Why are we adding? Because both the sign are same. And sign will remain the same. Minus 14x. 13 having the variable x, and this is the constant, so 13 will remain the same, 13x, because there is no any x term, sorry. So minus 1 plus 2 will become plus 1. So finally your answer will be 3x square minus 13x plus 1. Now in part D, we have a minus sign outside the bracket, so all the inner sign will be changed. Minus 3x square minus 5x plus 8, and the terms that are outside the bracket will remain the same. There is no any effect in these term signs. Now arrange the terms with the same variable and write down the question at the end. Solve the terms. Minus 3 plus 1 is equal to minus 2x square. Minus 5x plus 6 plus 6, 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. So students, it is all about your practices now from page 42 to page 45. Now in the next lecture, we will do the exercise question 1. So students, if you like the video, so don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video. Thank you.